Okay, so this is the quick demonstration on how you can change the status of an EpiShape driven from a checkbox without disabling the original checkbox using what's called a fake binding, or what I'm calling a fake binding, a non-existing binding. So I'm going to start out with ABC code, my favorite screen to mess with. So what I want to do is, if this checkbox is true or checked, I want an EpiShape to show in a different color or whatever. So let's work on that real quick. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to throw an EpiShape on here. All right, and there we go. So we have a simple EpiShape. Now I want this thing to be hidden or disabled if the checkbox is unchecked, right? So I'm going to say enable caption is, let's see, excluded from cycle count. And disabled caption, I'm going to just say blank or a space in this case. And I'm going to bind this to an ABC code field. Now, again, I want this to be bound to a field that I can manipulate without hurting anything else. So I'm going to bind it to a fake field. So I'm going to go here into my bindings, and I'm going to select ABC code, and I'm going to pick one here, and I'm going to call it, change the name here of the binding to say shape status, for example. All right. Okay, no problem there. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that as my test2. Okay. All well and good. And then I want to come in and select test2. And it's not going to yell at me, but nothing's going to happen, right? So I'm going to bring in A and everything is fine. And I can check this box and nothing changes here. So now what I want to do is I want to create a couple of rules that will set the enable disable flag on that status. So I'm going to make a rule, right? That's going to say disable if, if it's unchecked. So unchecked. So if my exclude from cycle count is unchecked, right? So I'm going to say exclude from cycle count equals false. So it is unchecked. Then I want to disable my field. And now the field I called the shape status is what it was. Now it won't show up on this drop down here because it's a fake field, but that's okay. I'm going to just pick a random one here, and I'm going to say disabled, and I'm going to say update code. Then I'm going to come back to the script editor, and all I want to change this, and I'm going to change this to shape status disabled. All right, so when it is unchecked, my shape status is disabled. All right, so now let's go back in here into ABC code, pick my test2. Again, I bring in A, it's disabled, and as soon as I check it, it's enabled. And now I can drive that status all I want visually. So if I save this, right, it's going to automatically, oops, I hit the wrong screen here. But if I save this checkbox, then the next time I come in and pull in my code A, it's going to see that checkbox to true, and it's going to enable my EpiShape. So that's how you can do that without having an extra field. If you have extra fields to use, that's fine too. But without having an extra field, you can actually drive the enable disabled with row rules pretty easily. Hopefully that helped. Cheers.